Hi, my name is Jaleesa Trapp. I am the program director for Propel STEM. Propel is a program for middle school girls who are interested in STEM or who might not think that they're interested in STEM, and a way to get them introduced to activities. And these aren't typical activities that you'll do in school. These are things that are fun, that we want to connect to different college and career pathways. And so these activities also are designed with high school students from Idea High School. We co-design these activities, and we get to go out to middle schools and try them out with the girls.
Yeah, and my name is Fadumo. I'm the program assistant for Propel. I go to the middle schools and the high schools, and I support the students in building activities and coming up with different projects. So today, actually, we have a really cool project in mind. We are going to be building a lander for aliens to land in on Mars.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah, so if you were sent to Mars, what are 3 things you would bring and why?
3 things that I would bring to Mars. So there probably wouldn't be any electricity for me to charge like my Apple Watch, because I love my Apple Watch. So I'd have to go with a journal so that I could write things down about what I see in Mars. I would bring a jump rope, because I feel like a jump rope I can use to stay fit, but I could also use it to tie to different things. I don't know, I might need it for something, I don't know what.
Versatility.
So yeah, okay, so a journal, a jump rope. Last thing that I would bring to Mars, I would bring a disposable camera.
Okay.
So that I could take pictures, and then hopefully when I get back to Earth I could develop that film.
Okay, so the cameras is definitely on my list.
Okay,
Because I
so
want to
yeah.
remember everything on there.
What else is on your list?
I would bring like an iPod or some kind of music player that I could sustain time, because, you know, people are going to get bored. I feel like music's going to keep me through. And a good book or a journal, like you said, something that just makes the time pass. So, yeah.
Cool.
So you guys can think about the 3 things that you would bring and why before we get into this project. So today we're going to be, like I said, building a lander for aliens to land in Mars. We have a couple materials that we're going to be using here. We're going to be using bowls. We have note cards. We have these little cups, containers. Anything small really works. We have marshmallows, and these are going to serve as your aliens. And we have cotton balls. So feel free to add any other items that you guys feel like might bring a little razzle-dazzle to it. But for us,
we have straws and tape too.
Oh yeah, can't forget that. So we have the straws, and we also have the tape. So we want to design and build a lander so that these aliens can safely land on Mars. So we want to make sure that we're incorporating that design aspect of it, but also building something that's going to be sustainable and it's going to be able to land safely. That's the whole objective. So,
and you said the marshmallows are aliens.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys can see, we're going to be using any size really works, but we're going to just open this up for you guys. What you guys want to do is, first and foremost, our objective and that we want to focus on is we want to make sure that these aliens do not fall out of your lander. So a couple rules that you have to keep your aliens inside your lander, and you have to have a platform that supports that lander. So you can use tape in order to do that, but that is one of the main rules. And another thing that you guys want to keep into account, like when you're building this, is that you cannot put anything inside with the aliens. They have to be sitting there by themselves. You can't put any tape inside of it. The only way you can design and build is around it. So that's something that you want to keep in mind.
Okay.
So you want to get started?
Yeah, can I have an alien?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you an alien cup.
Okay. So I can't put anything in there to make it stick?
No.
Okay.
So it has to just hang out by itself. All right. So like I said, we have this note card, and that's going to be our platform. These are the only things that really have to look the same across the board. Everything else is up to interpretation for you guys. So to start off, we're going to want to secure, let's move everything out the way. So
Okay.
we're going to want to
I don't have a
secure.
platform.
Oh, you don't have a platform. Here's that.
And if you don't have tape, you can use other things to stick the alien.
Yeah, so if you have hot glue gun at home, that's a really cool way of doing things. Anything that's gonna, or if you have just like a glue stick, maybe putting like a little dot over here and trying to secure that, that's another option. So feel free to get creative with it. So we want to start out by securing our platform onto our actual lander. So you can figure out a way to do that. I'm going to do it this way. Here you go. We're going to build.
Okay.
Grab your tape.
I'm just gonna put some pieces around,
So
and then I'll put some on the bottom too.
Yeah. To like really, really secure it. And honestly, I'm just gonna tape around it too, just to make sure it really stays intact. To the side. Around the platform.
Okay. I don't think mine is leaving the platform anytime soon.
Got it solid.
Okay.
Perfect. See when it lands. All right.
My alien fell out.
Already. So here is.
Is this Mars?
No, this is just, you can use this to be part of your lander.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to build a bigger lander, this is just the platform right here, and this is the smaller, this is what's going to secure the aliens. You want to actually build your lander.
Okay. And this is, like, we're using bowls, but we could also use plates.
Yeah,
too,
so if you want to use something flatter, if you feel like that's going to help it land a little bit better, you can use a flatter plate, or you can just flip it around, use whatever side you want to use.
Okay.
So,
so for this, we can't cut this or anything. It has to look like this. Okay.
So remember that. So you have to keep this as is. Yours should look just like this at home. So making sure you're keeping that platform, making sure you're keeping your alien inside the actual capsule itself.
Okay. And the straws are also part of the structure?
Yeah, so you can use the straws however you want to design it.
Okay.
So you want to focus on the design part as it being yours. Like, this project is yours. You don't have to copy it and make it look exactly like ours. Try to get creative, try to figure out different ways that you can like land it. But the objective is just to keep this in there.
Okay. And what about the cotton balls? Do we need the cotton balls right now?
Oh yeah, so these can be for support. We don't need them right now, but we can find different ways to incorporate it. So I know we've done this project before, and a lot of people just kind of place it around, so it's like a sense of security.
So it's soft?
Yeah.
Okay.
For landing wise, because we are going to be trying to land it, so you can do this with another person. You can like test this yourself, but we're going to start from like a table level, see if it lands, and go higher and higher, higher, and see how high that your lander can go and how long your alien can stay inside.
Okay, and then one more question. Yeah. So with the straws and the bowls or whatever it is that we're using, we can cut them?
The bowls, you can't, I mean, you can cut the bowls if you want, but as long as you're not touching the platform, you're
good.
Okay,
yeah. Cool.
So,
all right.
Feel free.
So we're designing for aliens?
Yeah, so this just happens to be our audience, but usually when we're building or designing things, we want to keep a target audience in mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so my undergraduate degree is in Human-Centered Design and Engineering. And so in school, I always had an audience that I designed for in different constraints. I guess just like this, where they're landing, they don't have like a seatbelt or anything, and we need them to land safely. So I did a lot of things like different scenarios, like maybe a natural disaster and somebody needed to get out of the city that they're in. Like, how can we design like a help kiosk for somebody who might not be like in a normal state of mind? They might be panicked and trying to get out of a place. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So like putting yourself in their shoes and trying to see how they would view and what could best meet them.
Yeah. So using empathy to design and build something for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of different career pathways that you can go into with that. There's user experience design, user experience research, where you're doing all of the research. So maybe you're not actually building the landing device, but you're doing all the research on the different types of materials, what works best, what doesn't work, so that we can like efficiently build something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know anybody who does things in that field?
Yeah, actually, I had an old professor who her name is Emma Rose.
Oh, okay, I know Emma Rose too. Yeah,
so,
she was doing her PhD when I did undergrad.
Yeah, so she was actually part of a direct research program that we did. It was called Project EMAR, and I did it my last year of school at UW. And what we were able to do is we went to different high schools in the Tacoma area and the Seattle area, and we taught teens how to build an autonomous social robot and addressing stress. So we would come into their classrooms and we would ask them, what do you guys feel contributes to your stress? And how would something like a robot, best support you, and how would it affect you? And so I think we walked them through the design process and what that looks like, and asking questions at the beginning, what am I trying to do with this social robot? Who am I trying to reach with the social robot? And I think it just taught us and the students as well what user experience looks like and how to even get started with it. So
that's cool. Yeah, we can't talk to aliens. Well, I can't.
Yeah.
But we can put ourselves in their positions and think about if they were trying to land on Mars and they don't have anything protecting them but this landing strip, like what would be best for them to land and what would those conditions look like? So
yeah, it's almost like social robots.
Yeah. Okay, you can cut it.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
It was like a nice, easy vibe. So I know there's a lot of cool things you can do with UX, but what got you into UX and just human-centered design in general?
Yeah, so actually I started out really wanting to do just computer science, which I love coding, I like all of it, but I also really wanted to help people. So my particular focus in human-centered design and engineering is human-computer interactions. So I really wanted to see like how people actually interact with technology, so that I can design things for people. So just like what we're doing here, I know this is like aliens and we're putting ourselves in their positions, but really what I wanted to be able to do was talk to people, study how people are actually doing things, and then design things for them instead of just saying like, oh, this is cool, I'm just gonna build this just because I think people might want it or need it, but actually finding out what they want and what they need, and then also putting in like the reality, like what are the actual constraints, kind of like this, like they want to land, they need to land, but we have constraints, so we just have these materials and we don't have extra things, so just like that.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, yours looks pretty done over there.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know what I would consider done, but I think I'm at a point where maybe it's done. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Right, yeah. So you want to go through your first trial and see how it does?
Yeah, test it out. I mean, that's usually what I do when I design things.
Yeah.
So how do you design?
Yeah, so we go through the design process. We start with ideation, and then we go ahead and start with the second part.
With testing. So we actually built things, and then we're going to test it out.
Yeah.
And it's okay if it doesn't work. I'm already starting to think that, I used cotton balls on the bottom because I wanted it to have a soft landing. But now that I'm like filling it, it feels too heavy. So it might topple over. Yeah, my marshmallow is pretty light, but my structure isn't that light.
Right.
Yours looks pretty light and aerodynamic because of the way that the bowl is.
Yeah, the top of it. And I think that's like the great part about the design process is that you don't always have to go with your first idea. And so you test your first idea. If it doesn't work, you go back and you reiterate, you look at it, say, what could I add to it? What can I take away from it? And so it's a process. It never really ends. And so that's like the comforting part about starting a project.
Yeah, I like that. I like that I can evaluate what I have and see what works, what doesn't work, And it's okay if it doesn't work. That doesn't mean that I failed. That just
Right.
means that there's something still that I can learn from it. And even if
Exactly.
it does work, there might be other things that we can still add to it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to test them out?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's, here. Do you want to like do them off that side?
Over
Or
here?
this side? Yeah.
Or should we just stand in the front?
Oh, we can stay in the front.
Okay.
Okay. Should I go first?
Yeah.
Are we just dropping them this way or?
We're gonna start from here and then we're gonna go up. Should we do that?
Okay, we
Okay.
can start from here.
Yeah.
I try to add some straws to add some, I don't know,
Like-
wings like on
Okay.
a plane, but we'll see. I think it's too heavy.
Yeah.
So I'll start from here.
Okay, so we're gonna start from here
Uh-huh.
and then we're gonna test it from up here and then up here.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
ready?
Ready, set. Okay.
Well, my alien fell out.
Yeah. So the whole point and objective is to keep your alien inside
yeah,
of
yours
it.
stayed in. That's cool.
So let's see if we could maybe go try from a higher.
Well, you can try. We'll watch yours. So I already know. I'm already starting to think about what I can do to change this
Yeah.
so that it'll be lighter and float down.
Okay.
But yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
but let's see how far mine goes. So we're gonna do from here. You think it's gonna stay on?
I think it's gonna stay on.
Oh wait, okay.
If it doesn't hit the table.
There's an obstacle. Let's try one more time. Let's try from right here. Okay.
It pretty much stayed in there.
Yeah. I think it just has to do with your spacing, but the idea of it.
If it didn't hit me.
me.
So if you could change things about yours, what would you change?
I think I like how it looks right now, but I feel like I would do it in a way where it provides more direction.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe adding more straws on the ends so it's like straight down.
Okay.
Like I know it's gonna go straight down because right now I don't know where it's gonna go.
Okay.
And that's gonna affect how it's gonna land.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
if you know the direction that it's landing, you can prepare for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And I can make sure I keep the alien in. So probably the thing I did is I wanted to keep structure on the ends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that. So maybe just copying exactly what I did here and putting that. So there's supporting straws around it.
Yeah, I guess some other things to think about too. So if people at home are doing this, what are other materials that they might think of using if they don't have styrofoam bowls or straws?
Yeah, so I would double up on like pieces of paper and just use that. So you don't want to use just one thin paper, but maybe like stacking like 2 or 3 together, taping it, and then having that as your platform.
Okay.
So you can cut it so it provides a lot of direction. You can make it look like round, square, whatever you think would be more, useful into helping land. But definitely just like any paper, any cardboard that you have around the house, or maybe like a box in your kitchen for like brownies or something. You could take that, cut that up, and use that as your platform, or use that as the top to help guide that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when building this, what surprised you the most about the process?
I think definitely figuring out how to support the platform without having anything inside the marshmallows, or the aliens, because you want to keep them there, and so you want to provide enough stability around. So I guess creating stability was a difficult part for me, but I found once I started doing it, it started making a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I think for me the surprising part was I just grabbed the cotton balls. I was like, oh, these are light. This is going to provide like a light landing.
Right.
But they were kind of heavy, and they actually weighed down. Yeah, so really, it makes me more interested in looking at what other materials seem light but might be heavy,
Right.
or materials that seem heavy like a bowl but actually are light.
Yeah.
Because I like the way that your bowl made it an easier landing. So I think I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna borrow that from what you did and
Yeah,
try
definitely.
that with mine.
And see how it incorporates.
Yeah. Okay. So keep trying if yours didn't work. If it did, think about other things that you can do to improve it.
And you can also design it too. So start playing around with it and make it look nice. See how you could add on to it.
Yeah.